Are you aware that's constantly frustration experience as a result of ministry workload, discouragement, and pressure? We help leaders grow healthy churches. We are excellent at what we do, and we are fast becoming the best of the very best. Magnicraft Consulting is set up to help both small and large-sized churches become healthier by using proven diagnostics tools, effective retention strategies. We give the right and appropriate and professional advice. We are the certified church consultants with the Society of Church Consulting in the United States of America. Trust us to help you grow. Don't wait till it's too late. You will be glad you did. Call us now on 0802-324-2258. Email contact@magnicraftconsulting.com or magnicraftconsulting@gmail.com. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram @Magnicraft Limited. Magnicraft Consulting. Doing church God's way. For Church Consulting in the U.S. Here, each Monday of every week, we address important, relevant, and actionable topics of interest that will help you and your church grow healthier. And now, meet your host, Niyi Dunmade.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to believe that I am live. I am live. Apologies for that hiccups. Sometimes some of this internet and network is very, very confusing. Welcome to Monday Morning Matters for the last Monday in the month of April. I mean, we have been giving you some good, but today we just want to talk on the new book release. The new book release. It's really hot in here. And so we're going to talk on the new book release. But thank you for hooking up with us. Thank you for joining us. We're going to start a new series next month on Monday Morning Matters on the unchurched mindset. The mindset of the unchurched. What is the mindset of the unchurched in the community? Go on our YouTube page, go on our Facebook page. You're going to see quite a lot of videos we've done in the past that is helpful. For the past over 5 years, we've been doing Monday Morning Matters every Monday of the week. Welcome to this Facebook Live broadcast show, and then welcome also to everyone who is watching me wherever you are. Thank you for hooking up with us today. We're going to also look at my book in depth. Thank you for hooking up with us today. We are glad you are part of this live broadcast show. My name again is Niyi Dunmade. I'm the founder, CEO, Magnicraft Consulting. We are glad you are part of this live broadcast show. Internet should help me, please. Let me tell you a little bit about Magnicraft Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps local churches to grow healthier through empirical assessment, training, revitalization, and strategic blueprint. Our vision is to be the leading church health consultancy that creates actionable, sustainable, and adaptable solutions. I'm also a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the US. I'm also your host every week on Facebook Live, 7 a.m. every Monday, Nigerian time or West African time. I'm also known as the Church Health Guide of the 21st century. A big thank you, from the depth of my heart, a big thank you to everyone who has been liking our comments. I made a mistake last, what is a mistake? I don't want to say it's a mistake, but I streamed on my Facebook handle, personal handle. Usually I like to put all businesses on a Facebook page, but I don't know, because of the pressure of trying to set up the studio, I put it on my Facebook, and I'm sure that gave my video a lot of views. And we're going to see how to get softwares that can help us to stream on all the platforms simultaneously. Okay, so a big thank you to everyone who liked my post, my broadcast, my post, and engaged us over the week, over the months. Thank you so much from the depth of my heart. Let us pay some bills, and then we'll move on to what we have today, which is a new book release for us to get the juice out of what is researched. Okay, Monday Morning Matter with Niyi Dunmade, certified church consultant. Please just stay tuned. You're going to get a lot of juice from discussion today. Okay, I help local churches to grow healthier through empirical assessment, revitalization, training, and strategic blueprint. And I believe my expertise could benefit your church a great deal. All right. And so let's go into the benefits that Dr. Tom Rainer is giving to every pastor in Nigeria, in Africa. Please, you want to be well trained, well equipped to be a certified church consultant. You want to be a certified church consultant to help your own church, to help other churches revitalize, to help other churches to become healthy and grow. Please feel free to contact me on any of the social media handles, and surely I'm going to provide you the necessary information for you to be able to get all the things that you need. All the things that you need. Oh, the picture is out now, but freezing. Oh, I don't know what's going on. But I just let me know if it's going on. I think the network or the network is having issues. But to become a certified church consultant, please let us know you are interested. It's going to help you. It's going to help other churches as well. Then please get my book on church retention. It's available on Amazon. It's a good book for you to understand how churches grow, how churches can really make some community impact in their location. And then my book today, which I'm going to talk on busting church growth myth, why church leaders and experts keep getting it wrong. Okay, and so that's it. We just need to just pause there, and then let us look at my book in a nutshell today. Okay, so we still have some like 10-15 minutes more. The truth about it is that when it comes to church growth, there's a lot of reactions to church growth concepts, and then somehow people just are not sure whether it's going to work, it's not going to work. But please get my book so to be able to debunk a lot of this myth, so that it will make you understand that the planting skills and the watering skills you need to deploy will have to be deployed if you want God to increase your way. But the thing is, a pastor wanting his church to grow, that feeling shouldn't make him unspiritual. I mean, I'm yet to see a pastor who doesn't want his church to grow. I don't just get it where you a pastor wants his church to grow, and then people start feeling there's something not right with that, or there's something unspiritual with that. Every mother wants his child to grow. Every father wants their child to grow. And so when you have a church being planted, every pastor, every church leader wants their church to grow, except you have some other feeling that I don't understand. So the thing is, our concept is that every healthy church would definitely grow. It's just a matter of time. And so one of the concepts for us as a church consultant is to ensure that churches are healthy. Churches are healthy because when the churches are healthy, then the churches can naturally grow. Okay? Churches can naturally grow. And that's just applicable to church, where if the church is healthy, if the church is running the systems it needs to run, then you can be able to grow. And so one of the things is that before we go into the technicality of church growth, we're able to look at busting church growth myths, trying to correct some misconceptions. And then one of the things I would say is that my book is not exhaustive of all the myths. We looked at 18 church growth myths and busted them, corrected those misconceptions, but then there are other myths. I mean, going on the internet, you're going to see quite a lot of myths. One is that is not in my book. The only thing that large churches care about is attendance. You see a church growing faster, you see a mega church, and all of a sudden you have this concept, this notion, this idea in your mind that all they think about is attendance. And I can tell you that's not true. The truth is that you won't grow large if that is all you care about. If you won't grow large if all you care about is attendance. Okay, but get my book, you're going to see a lot of metrics to be able to look at, so that you will know that growing a church is not just, for me as a church consultant, I don't just worry about your attendance, because attendance is just not what is needed for your church to grow large. Okay, then the second myth that we're going to also look at here is all large churches grow at the expense of small churches. I mean, I've seen pastors who plant their church in a location and all of a sudden they feel that their church is declining at the expense of a large church in the community. That may be true for some churches, but that is not a myth that should be used for all the small churches. Okay, that's not true for all churches. It is very true for some cases, and it's not a good sign of growth for all small churches to have that idea that every large church is actually growing at the expense of small churches. Now the third myth is you must choose between quality and quantity. Now if you are part of my training, you will see that I'm always talking about balance. Okay, balance between all the church systems, balance between your spirit, this church spirit, soul and body, balance between quantity and quality. And so one of the things I'll say quickly is that you mustn't choose between quality and quantity in your church. There must be a balance. Every church should desire both. Every church should want both. Every church should work towards getting both quantity and quality. Quality produces quantity, no doubt, but when you are focused on quantity and quality, they are interwoven, and so you need to be able to get your systems to put their focus on both quantity and quantity. All right, you must also not compromise your message. I mean, that's one of the myths, that if you want your church to grow, you must compromise your message, you must compromise your mandate, you must compromise your mission, and that's not true. In order for your church to grow, you can stick on your message, stick on your mandate and your mission, but work on your methodology to make sure that it's relevant and adaptable to making impact in your community. I mean, that will make your church to grow. So your church doesn't have to grow with compromises in the message, in the mandate, or in the mission. There are some churches that have watered down their message and they have grown, but that does not mean that all churches that water down their message grows eventually. But the thing is, if you do that, if you compromise your message, on the long run, your church is going to decline. Okay, so churches need to ensure that whatever is the mission, the mandate, and the message of the church, those are fixed and unchangeable, but the methods usually will change. The fifth myth that I'm going to look at today is if you are dedicated enough, your church is going to grow. If you are faithful enough, if you are loving people enough, your church is going to grow. Now the thing is that you can be faithful to the call, you can love the people 100%, and your church may not grow. All right, so dedication is not enough. All right, if you are dedicated enough, your church is going to grow. You see, but the thing is that I've seen churches that are not dedicated enough and they are growing. So what it means is that there is something more than dedication. I'm not saying that we should not be dedicated, but the thing is, it takes skills, not effort, to grow the church. I mean, planting skills, watering skills to grow the church. So putting in the effort and negating the skills will not get you the growth that you need. Churches grow by the power of God through the skillful effort of church leaders that are paying the price. So those elements are very important. God's power, and then the planting skills and the watering skills of the church leaders combining together to bring about the increase. Number 6 is there's one secret bullet or there's one silver bullet or secret key to church growth. I mean, I've seen pastors who want to say, I've gotten the secret of church growth. Just put your LED screen at the back of your altar. Make sure that your pulpit is having this kind of design. There is no one secret key to church growth. It takes all kinds of churches and all kinds of methods to bring people to God. So there's no magic formula. There's no silver bullet. There's no one secret key to church growth. And that's why you need to just get my book, Busting Church Growth Myth, to be able to see how you can be able to get some of these things. Let's do two more, and then we'll go into the content of the book today. Now, the 7th myth is all God expects of us, all what God expects of us is faithfulness. You see, God demands more than faithfulness from us. God expects both faithfulness and fruitfulness. Okay, I've seen pastors who say, I am faithful, and that's it. I'm not doing more. But God is, as much as God is expecting faithfulness from you, is also expecting you to be fruitful. So you need to create a balance. You can't be faithful and then not produce fruit. Your faithfulness will only provide some result when there's fruitfulness. You are able to bear fruit as a church. You can't learn from large churches because you are a small church. Now that's a fallacy. You can learn a lot. You can't clone churches and expect it to work. You can't copy or duplicate principles or processes or methods from other churches, because every church is unique. Every church should not have to reinvent the wheel. All right, but then you need to find a way to contextualize some of these concepts and see how your church can grow in a nutshell. Okay, so let's go into the content of my book, Busting Church Growth Myth: Why Church Leaders and Experts Keep Getting It Wrong. All right, keep getting it wrong. So, Busting Church Growth Myth is the title with the caveat: why church leaders and experts keep getting it wrong. Okay, I am the author, and the page is over 300 pages with 22 chapters, with over 2,000 paragraphs and over 60,000 words. And of course, it's really, really loaded. It's like 3 books in one. And so it's very rich, very well researched. A lot of things that I shared there, you may not understand them on your first reading, but studying the book, not just reading the book, will give you a lot of understanding. I mean, a church leader walk up to me, I'm going to finish your book in one day, and I say, you cannot finish my book in one day, because it's filled with a lot of in-depth research, insight, and so you need to just study the book and then see how you're going to learn a lot from the book. Over 400,000 characters with spaces are in the book. So please don't just think that this book is not loaded. It's really loaded. Now let's go briefly in the table of contents, and then we're just going to wrap it up today, and then we'll call it a day in the next 5 minutes. Okay, we started with understanding church growth today, and that was really loaded. The introduction is a book on its own. I mean, how do you look at church growth today? people who are trying to take advantage of people because church growth is becoming a corrupt industry, because they found out that most pastors want their church to grow. And so people are cashing in on, I've got the silver bullet. And that's why I had to debunk a lot of all these myths. People focus on books, conferences, resources, and want to start making some magic to make their church to grow. I sympathize with that reaction, but the thing is that it's not every book out there that is a gimmick, okay? We have bad examples, does not mean that every of the books out there is not a good book. So nobody goes into church without seeing their church to grow. And so we need to understand that to become a pastor today is a lot of work. It's really demanding. I mean, pastors now are becoming endangered species. And so that topic, understanding church growth today, is a really loaded. How do you set up your church design? How do you make sure that your church is moving from this point to that point and bringing God glory? Then chapter 1 we have about 18 myths in that church. So in that book, 18 myths. So chapter 1 to chapter 18 had all the myths. The number 1 is bigger is better. The fact that it's bigger does not mean it's better. The second myth has to do with it's all about the pastor. I mean, let us just employ a superhero as a pastor. Let's build everything around the pastor. It's all about the pastor. It's a myth, and that will not help your church to grow. Now, the third myth is technology is the answer. Technology is the answer. As long as we are able to deploy the right technology, our church will grow. You see, technology is a means but to an end. It's a means to an end, but it will not get you to that end. It depends on how you use it to your context that brings you the answer, which is church growth. So technology on all cases is not the answer to church growth. Okay, I've seen churches who have not used technology and their church is growing. All right. The fourth myth is if you build it, your church, they will come. People are going to come. You see, when people build 70,000, 50,000 seater, 100,000 seater, and people come, it's not because they built it and they came. There's some other things that they did that made the place to be filled up. And so if you build it, they will come is a fallacy. It does not work. What brings the people to come is not the building, it's all the retention and the attraction models that the church has to make sure that they come. The fifth myth, which is chapter 5, is young generations are the key. As long as we are making the younger generations happy in our church will grow. No, young generations are not the key. Yes, you can focus on them because the demographics are increasing, but there are some places that young generations are not increasing. The older folks are increasing. So that's why if you look at the book, it's so clear there that do community analysis and make sure that your church is a reflection of what's happening in the community. The sixth myth is what? Financial prosperity equals what? Spiritual success. As long as our church is wealthy, then there is spiritual success. You can be wealthy and your church is not successful in what God has called them to be. You can have all the money, but you are not making the ministry impact in the community. The seventh myth is marketing will solve everything. As long as we have boots on the ground marketing our church, it's not will solve everything. In fact, if you are running on a low retention rate, marketing can become counterproductive to your church growth effort. If you read my book on church retention, the eighth myth in chapter 8 is copying success formula guarantees success. That when we see a church using a success formula, copying that success formula will secure our growth. The thing is that the people in that church is different from the people in your church. Where that church is planted is different from where your own church is planted. How God called them, how God is going to back them up in the mandate is different from how God called you and how God is going to back you up. So copying success formula does not guarantee growth. The ninth myth is success means replicating mega church models, and that's not true. It's corollary to the previous one. A successful church never faces challenges. In fact, there's no church that does not face challenges. Every church that wants to grow and make meaningful impact in the community will always face challenges one way or the other. So when you see churches doing well, never you assume that they didn't face challenges. Until when you begin to talk to those pastors or church leaders, that's when you know that every church usually faces challenges, whether it is in the birth phase, it's in the growth phase, or the launch phase, or the plateau phase, or in the decline phase. Every one of those phases have their challenges as its own. Then leadership has all the answers. I mean, that's the 11th myth. Leadership don't have all the answers. In fact, when I was the pastor and church administrator of my church, most of the things that has helped me as a church administrator never came from leadership. It came from ordinary church members who were just inspired by the Holy Spirit to just give their suggestions, and that's how those answers came up, and they helped the church to grow today. So leadership has all the answers is a myth, and most pastors need to be humble enough to know that the answers they have for their church growth does not or must not always come from leadership. Just like what happened in Acts chapter 6. What the solution to the problem of ministering to the widows came when they had a strategic meeting with leaders and both and the disciples are. Then the 12th myth is what? Church growth is all about attracting new members. You can attract new members to your church. It doesn't mean that your church is going to grow. All right? It's when the people stay and they are being discipled, that's when your church is going to grow. Church growth is also a linear process. That's, of course, very, very easy for us to understand that when you plot your attendance graph, it's not a straight line graph. It's not a constant graph. There's always a lot of zigzag in the moment. And that will help you to understand that a lot of work needs to be done intermittently when there's a decline in your attendance. The 14th myth, which is the chapter 14, growth is solely dependent on programs and events. I've seen churches who want to just do big program, big day events, programs. What you see, growth is not solely dependent on programs and events. The 15th myth is what? Church growth is a quick fix. There's no silver bullet, there's no magic formula to church growth, and that's why you need to get my book to understand all the myriad of factors you need to put in place for your church to be healthy. And when your church is healthy, then your church will have an opportunity to grow. The 16th myth is what? Let's just be located in a growing community. I mean, I've seen churches who say, let us be planted in an estate in where people are living and our church will grow. And I've seen churches who have gone to the outskirts in the bush and they are growing. So planting the church in a growing community has its advantage, but it does not guarantee church growth. You know, you can be planted in a growing community and your church is actually declining. You can be planted in a growing community and the growth rate of your company, of your church, is not near or close to the growth rate of the community. The 17th myth is what? Focusing and doing one or few things well. I've seen pastors who say, let us focus on prayer, let us focus on evangelism. You see, one of the things that makes a church healthy is not focusing and doing one or few things well. It is doing a myriad of a group of things well that makes the church balanced and a church healthy, and then it leads to growth. So some of the things that your church needs to focus on, you get my book, you're going to get it. All right? And having all the resources to grow is the 18th myth. As long as we have the people, I mean the human resource, we have the non-human resource, our church will grow. You can have all the people, you can have all the non-human resources. If you don't mix them well, if you don't have the right church growth mix for your church, having all these resources will not enable your church to grow. And then the main crux of the book is chapter 19. After debunking 18 myths, we now went into the technicalities of church growth. How we're going to dissect understanding church growth. I mean, if you have bought my book, I mean, we sold over hundreds of my book in advanced conference, thanks to Reverend Sam Oye, who helped to put a word on that. You see, but that chapter 19 is a chapter you need to read 3 times. And if you have a question, let us have it. Understanding church growth technicalities. And then went on to crack, because that book, I will not give you a good justice if I don't give you practical steps to grow in your church. Practical steps. I mean, if you have been listening to me on all my broadcasts of Monday Morning Matters, I've got a lot of ideas on what you need to do to grow your church. That's chapter 20. And then we now went into some case studies, lessons from some churches on about 10 of them on lessons and reflection of your churches, and we have to conclusion, and then of course some references for you to study more on my book. So feel free. That's the account to pay. Is 10,000 naira. I mean, we're going to ship it across to you in Nigeria. If you're outside Nigeria, you can go on Amazon, and then you can get my book on Amazon, the Kindle version or the paperback version, and that will help us to get that book across to you. So that's the new book release. Thank you for following us. I'm going to wrap up in 1 minute because I've taken so much time. It's my book, and I just need to tell you that it's really, really loaded. All right. Fantastically loaded. Busting church growth myth is that loaded. Okay, so please make sure you get my book. If you have any church related questions from me, let us have them in any of the social media scrolling on the screen. Please, you have any church related questions for me, let's have them, and let's see how we can engage you, answer your question, give you more than an answer. If this video has been helpful to you, please give us a like, share us to your community, like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then we have a WhatsApp community. Please go on our website, magnicraftconsulting.com. There's a lot of blogging contents there. Please just join our community, share us to your community. I also love to hear from you, and so learn from you. Drop us comments in the comment section, and let's see how we can help you. We do excellent church consulting for health, vitality, and results. And numbers on the screen. Or let's help you with consultations, revitalizations, trainings, and strategy blueprint. Reach out to us, and let's see how we can help your church move from where it is right now to where it should be in God. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for all the attention. May God bless each and every one of you. Have an exciting week ahead till I come away next week with a new topic on the unchurched mindset. We're going to look at how to equip your people to understand the mindset of the unchurched. I say bye-bye. I love you, and God bless you. Thank you so much.